Hello, friends. Thank you for tuning in. This is Heartstrings Podcast. This is Mario.
This is Graciela. This is our third conversation
That's
being recorded.
Yes, it is.
It's still pretty weird.
Yeah, it is a little bit. Getting used to it, though.
Yeah, so what are we going to talk about today?
Well, we are going to talk about our special 10 year.
Yeah, but before that, lately I've been having some reservations about continuing on with recording this. There's been many conversations that have come up. I know that in order for us to share our story and, you know, our background, we also have to talk about like stuff within our childhood. I mean, at least I would like to talk about stuff within our childhood. And I had a conversation with my mom, and she has her reservations about that. Rightfully so. I mean, like I mentioned before, me and my mother have struggled with our relationship, and we've had a rocky relationship for the past a long time. For the past 20 years, maybe. We've been struggling with our relationship. I'm not going to get into it in this conversation because I feel like that deserves like its own conversation.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is going to be something that is going to be kind of emotional for me, and I don't want that to be the case today, because we have something special to talk about. But yeah, I just have my reservations. Before even starting, I had, I was nervous and I didn't want to do this anymore, but I didn't want to take this away from Mario because I know he's super excited. He just smiled when I said that.
Well, I can tell by like these last couple of days that you're excited yourself. So
yeah,
as much as you say to keep me excited, I can tell that it goes the same to you because I can see it in your face that you're excited. Like, remember after our first podcast, now that you mention it, after our first podcast, we're talking about, okay, well, let's pick a name, and what's the name? The next morning, I had to go to work earlier.
Okay, dude, I'm just too cool to admit that I'm excited, okay?
But I got to call you out, because I remember like exactly that same day. I had to wake up, go to work, and you open your eyes, working up.
Oh, I did.
And the first thing you said,
like literally sleeping, and the first thing you said,
up, how about this name? I'm like, God damn, that's the first thing you can think about, huh? Like, all right. Right. You can say it's because of me.
I didn't even say good morning. I was like, Mario, how about this name?
How about this name? I'm like, wow. And you say it's because of me.
Yeah, you're right. Is that the one we set on?
No,
actually settled on?
That was one of them though. Like, it kind of got to, yeah. But yeah, so.
Oh yeah, because I text you the one that we.
Yeah. I was at work.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But I think yeah, another one of the reasons why I'm a little reserved about it is because like we had discussed prior to even beginning recording anything that we didn't want to generalize anything.
Yeah.
That we wanted to make this purely about our experiences and what we have gone through, and just purely about us, and just not making general opinions or comments and stuff. And just this previous conversation, the one right before this, I actually had to kind of like make a face at Mario to like, no. Yeah. He said something that I didn't really agree with.
Yeah.
And he was generalizing something, and I was just like, I made a face at him like, okay, like, that's it. Like, no.
It was a touchy subject, and it's just
I just don't want to offend anyone either. Yeah. I don't want to generalize anything. I don't want to offend anyone because we don't live in other people's shoes. We can only speak about us.
Yeah.
And that's all I want to make it about, us. And like, when, if it gets to the point where we have guests, come and have conversations with us, then great. We talk about other people's experiences, but they talk about their experiences. I don't want to be, I wanted to be, factual more than, general. And, I know what he said was, coming from a place where he was complimenting me, and I understand that, but I don't know how, if anybody else will understand that, anybody, whoever will be listening, if they will understand that. And it's kind of like when they tell you, be careful what you put on the internet, because, that stays on the internet forever. I mean, I guess this is the same concept. Yeah. Be careful what you record and what you put out there, because that stays with you forever. Yeah. And I don't want anything to be taken negatively. And I guess it's just me overthinking. Yeah. Because that's what I do. A lot. Yes, yeah. That's what I do. I overthink things. I doubt myself a lot. And, then I have Mario in my ear talking me out of it. And that's basically how our relationship goes. It's just like I'm over here freaking out over the smallest thing. And then he comes around and he just, shakes me back to reality. And I'm like, oh, you're right.
Yeah, like after a while, you're like, you know what? You're right.
Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, you know what? It doesn't really matter. It's not that big of a deal, and it's just, but, that's just part of me and who I am and the overthinker that I am. And I freak out easily.
Yeah. And that's kind of like, we actually talk about this, not this subject, but kind of like, the conversation was, like for some reason, in my persona, the way I am, like I am very open-minded to like, to a lot of things. I'm very open-hearted to a lot of situations where like, I told you, like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, I feel like maybe I've lived in a past life, kind of like talking
he
about.
Is like really an old soul.
Yeah. Like, I feel like I've experienced a lot in my past life, because I've encountered like, in my position, I've encountered like many situations where people are going through different things, and I can sympathize. I've never gone through what they're going through at the moment.
We talked about that before.
And it's weird, but like how they're feeling, like I feel it for them.
You have this weird sixth sense, I guess.
You can
see. What is it? Like el don?
El don, yeah.
That's what they call it, el don.
Yeah.
Un don.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but like, I feel like I feel it.
You empathize
so I can sympathize and empathize with a lot of people, even if I'm not going through it, so I know certain things, like with me, I need some, not censorship, but like really analyze, because I talk fast. I talk fast, and as I talk fast, like I don't process things, and like, hey, well, maybe it's different, It's just that's who I am. But yeah, I don't know.
And you listen to a lot of things that are like more, like you said, more open-minded. Like I've been kind of listening to you, or observing you or watching whatever, listening with you to when you listen to that Joe Rogan podcast, and I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. But that's just the stuff that you listen to, that you're exposed to, and you're kind of like, more open. And even if, like, I was even reserved about even having that conversation, recorded, about recording me saying that I felt a certain way about you saying, making a comment about whatever you made a comment about. And I was reserved about that, and you were like, yeah, that's fine, you can talk about that. It's just like, that's how open you are to criticism too, and that's how open you are to to feedback. Like you're just open to it. And I probably would have been like, oh, be careful with my feelings.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of my mentality as well, as like, I need to be able to take in criticism in order to learn and move forward. And that's like a very important step, I guess. I feel like it's, if I need to be a better person, like I'm not a good, like I'm not a perfect person. I don't know everything, and I don't feel like I put that out there. But in order for me to get just a little bit closer, I need to like be open to listening, like even if it hurts or even if it like, hits like a little.
But did it hurt when I asked you if you wanted to have that conversation?
No, I'm very open. Yeah. That's just me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, well, yeah, that's just a little bit about my reservations. And, I guess this happened 2 days ago when I started feeling like maybe I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to, was it yesterday? I was kind of like, oh, we could talk about this now. Like, and it's just like, I literally I overthought the situation 2 days ago and like probably ate me up all day. And I was like, yeah, but then this, and then, what if somebody listens and they think this, it's just like, I was literally overthinking it. And like, and then, 24 hours later, I was just excited about it again. Yeah. It's just like, I go back and forth, and that might happen a lot.
Oh yeah. I mean, I by this time we went together for a long time. I know how you are.
How long?
Don't put me on the spot right now.
How long?
We've been together for 13 years.
You had to look it up, huh?
No, I'm actually...
You're on the phone. You had to look it up.
No, well, you know how I was telling you... No, what you tripping, bro? No, I was telling you I'm going to pre-write something for you. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of like on the spot.
He's always never paying attention to me. So like he's literally always either Pokemon Go and I'm over here trying to have a conversation. And even right now when we're like recording our conversation, he's over with the phone in his hand. And I'm always like, so sometimes I'd be like, whatever, I'm not even going to talk to you anymore. And I just walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you always have the phone in your hand. Like you just can't put it down.
I'm a businessman. Sorry.
Pokemon Go is not your business. It's not your business.
It is.
How is it your business?
Because it's my business. It's my business, none of your business.
How is it benefiting you? How is it benefiting you in any way?
Mentally, it's helping me a lot.
How?
It takes me back to those times when there was no bills and there was no, taxes and bills and all that. Yeah, it's good times. Good times.
Good times.
Yeah.
Oh, is that why you like it?
Yeah.
Really?
I feel like a kid.
Yeah.
No, it's an addiction. Like phones are an addiction.
I guess it's like me and shopping.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm seeing like face creams left and right, perfumes.
What else?
Let's see.
Candles. I've gotten really into candles lately.
I see books. I see
books.
Brushes. Yeah. I see.
If you look inside the drawers, you see a bunch of like eyeshadow palettes and
I
nail
see
stuff.
Some wax kit that you just got in yesterday.
Mm-hmm. And try it out today.
Yeah, I see a lot. So yeah, I mean, everybody has their own little addiction here and there.
Yeah, that's true.
If it's good for the mental health, then why not?
Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
I encourage you to do it more.
Appreciate that.
Yep. So today's podcast or conversation is to talk to you guys about a special day today.
So it popped up in my feed, in my Facebook feed today.
Yep. And today is?
No. It popped up in my feed. So 10 years ago, we were about to have our first child.
Aiden.
I was pregnant with him. He was born on February 3rd.
Yep.
And my mom threw a baby shower for me on January 17th, 2011. And on that day, Mario had something special planned for me. And then I'll let him talk about it.
So it was her baby shower, and my initial plan was when we were all done opening up gifts and doing all the games that they were supposed to, I was gonna get on one knee and propose to my baby mama. So yeah, I thought it through. I was thinking about the best time to do it, and I just felt like it would have been an amazing thing to do it in front of friends and family, and I kind of talked it out with your mom. And
what did you say to her, and what did she say to you?
And it was kind of quick, honestly. It was like, hey, so I'm gonna make sure I propose. I'm not gonna make sure. I told her I'm gonna propose. I'm gonna make.
I mean, I was already pregnant. What could you say? No.
Yeah, like, was she gonna say no? I don't accept.
You cannot have my daughter.
Yeah. But yeah, so I just told her. I didn't ask her. I told her like, hey, I'm gonna propose, and she's like, oh, she was happy about it. I can see it in her face. She was smiling, and yeah, like I remember that day. I was actually at work. I worked early morning, so by the time that I got off of work and I came to the house, the party or the baby shower was already going on full blast.
One thing about you talking about work. Mm-hmm. One thing about you is that you started working when you were 18.
18.
Oh, yeah, 18. We were out of high school 18, already. Yeah. When it was like, yeah, you were 18. Yeah. You started working when you were 18. You started at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Let me see, when did you leave McDonald's? 2000. And I'm talking about like even like after Adi was born. When did you go to? Because your second job was Target.
No, Denny's. Denny's.
Oh, when did you go to Denny's?
I want to say 2012.
Did you ever miss a day at Denny's?
I missed Denny's.
Did you miss a day, like a work day? Oh, did you call out?
No.
Did you ever miss a day at Target? Yeah.
Yeah, at Target, I actually.
So when did you start working at Target?
I want to say 2004. Actually, no. I probably stopped working at McDonald's around 2014.
I had Adi in 2014.
So yeah, so it was 2014, maybe 2015. I stopped working at Denny's 2017. And at 2018, I started working at...
So you started working till 2018, right?
Damn, it's
been a Target.
Long time. So I started working at Target in 2016.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. So from the moment you started working in 2008 up until 2016. From 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. For 8 years of your working, of being a working man, you never, ever, ever miss a day of work.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yep.
And there was times when you worked 15-hour shifts
at Denny's,
and you never miss a day at work. You never called in sick or never. Yep. I just came to my mind. I really admire that about you. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay, back to my.
Well, before we move on, kind of so you can get like a full concept when Pookie was about to come in, about to be born.
About to come in.
It was about to be
make
born.
His grand entrance.
He had to induce you, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And
you worked that day.
I worked. And
you were at work, and then you came. When Adi was born too.
Well, yeah, both. But I remember
they had to like tell you take a few days off.
Yeah.
After Adi was born, like take those days off. Your wife just had a baby. Yeah. Go.
Yeah, but I remember with Pookie, they called you or you made an appointment and they told you we're going to have to induce you. I was working. You went to McDonald's and you told me, hey, so, I'm going to get induced. So we're going to have a baby today. And I was like, oh, yeah, hella excited, And I was like,
let me finish my shift.
Yeah, like, shit, I got to finish my shift. And I was like, okay, let me finish my shift. I'm going to go home, get ready, get the stuff. And you're like, no, I already got the stuff. Just meet me over there. And after my shift, I went to the hospital. So yeah, it's like even with Pookie's, birth coming, like I finished my shift, and it was just like more like, and that's the way I took it. Like, kind of with work, like I can't afford to take, a day off. I have to like work and get the money because like McDonald's, even as a manager, you're only doing above minimum wage, So it's kind of rough. Like if I take off one day, then that's a huge clump of.
That's our livelihood right there.
Yeah, and we were kids back then too. But I also knew like I had a responsibility, especially when we had kids, I never called out before kids, and I definitely was going to do it with kids. So yeah, even I remember like whole Pookie, I was like, I remember it was Madi, it was Madi that she was closing with me. She's like, oh no, I'll close with you. Just go. I'm like, no, let me finish the shift. I'll close off the store. Once we're closed off, then I'll head over. And luckily too, that day was inventory, so we closed early so we can do inventory and then But yeah, so I'm like, no, let me close it. I'll be good to go once we're done closing. Everything's good and everybody's in a good place. Then I'll head out. So yeah, I remember.
Your work ethic is sexy.
Thank you. So yeah, so
okay, so back to
the baby shower.
The baby shower.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? I keep think each and every time I think about that baby shower in particular, I just laugh and smile because we were thinking about just friends and family, and your mom called like the whole block.
It's like it was a block party.
It was a block party, dude. I went in there. It was packed.
It was an apartment.
It was an apartment. It was
and it's like the whole living room, kitchen area. It's like there was not a corner where there was not a seat and there was a person there.
Yeah.
It was.
And I remember
it was hot in there too.
Oh my God. As soon as I went in, I can feel the heat. Like all windows were open.
And it was January.
Yeah, it was.
It was January.
Right before
well, I mean, today was pretty warm, so I don't know how it was 10 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I remember that day when I was leaving. One of our friends were just as soon as I got an apart, I was going up the stairwell. One of our friends that were just leaving. He's like, oh, thank you for inviting, and they went on their way. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. And then I go up, and I'm like, holy shit. No wonder it's like
no wonder they're leaving.
Yeah, because it was so packed. And I remember like first thing I thought like, man, this is so hot. It's hotter than the kitchen at McDonald's right now. I was like, it's crazy. But yeah, I just think about that day and I'm like, yeah, it's like we were just trying to make something small and then we have a bunch of people. Like,
I mean, I invited my friends.
Yeah,
like I invited plenty of friends.
But
I can't remember who exactly was there, but I remember.
Yeah.
I invited friends, and then she invited like everybody from my childhood and their family and
the +1 and +2.
yeah,
I remember.
A lot of people
and
it was more than the apartment could handle. I'm surprised it didn't collapse.
I know. Go down to the first floor, people downstairs, and keep the party going down there. But yeah, so with that being said, having so many people and like being so stuffy. Like now I have to like propose to you, and everybody's looking at me. You know what's weird
was
too?
Was it nerve-wracking? Like, were you nervous?
It was.
Yeah.
It kind of was because there's people that I didn't know, and they were all looking at me, and I can feel it. I'm like, God damn! I was like, it's hard. It's gonna be hard, and I was sweating, and it's because it's hot in here, and
it's because I'm nervous.
Like, it was both, and so I was just pouring. I was like in the shower, but yeah. So and it's funny now that I think about it, because I thought about it before. When I was going to propose, I was like, well, there's some people that don't talk Spanish. There was your friend Erica, and then there was a couple more people that weren't Spanish speakers. So I was like, damn, my plan was to talk in Spanish, and like I wanted to talk in Spanish because, everybody talks Spanish. So I'm like, okay, let me talk English and Spanish.
So you did it in both? I can't remember.
I started English and then I started Spanish, and I was going to go back and forth. But then I started getting like
let me translate my words.
Yeah, I literally was like maybe like the first 3 sentences I said it, and then I just looked at Erica. I'm like, I'm sorry, Erica, I'm just gonna have to talk Spanish, and I spoke Spanish.
You said sorry?
Yeah, because
like you literally said sorry.
Yeah, because she was like the one straight in front of me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm just gonna talk Spanish. And the thing is like, I have people like looking at me. I'm like, do they think I'm like stuck up and I don't want to talk Spanish and I'm talking English? So I'm like,
because that's the Hispanic mentality.
Yeah, it was a lot of
like,
yeah.
Say, ¿por qué no habla español?
Ay, bien sangrón, no quiero hablar español, So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna talk Spanish and like, hopefully you guys understand. I was in my head. So yeah, so I just stopped talking English or stopped trying to translate it, and I just spoke Spanish. Like, hey, so gracias por venir. Me da gusto que todos están aquí compartiendo con nosotros, el bebé que viene, and I say, and I remember I had a red sweater. I used to love that sweater. You got it for me for my birthday, I believe. And it
was like a Sean John sweater.
It was a Sean John back when it was popular.
That was the shit.
Yeah. I was cooling back then. But I remember I stored it, in my right pocket. And as I was speaking and I was, saying, being gracious for them being there, I had it in my pocket. So, I said, hey, so what I want to do is, and I turned around. We were both sitting down in the chair, I was to your right. Technically, I was to your right, and I just got it, and like I just want to, would you marry me in Spanish? And yeah, you're red, and
I was red.
You were super red.
I was red.
Yeah, like a tomato. Yeah.
Were you red, like your sweater?
Oh hell yeah. Probably. Well, I don't know.
Probably from the heat.
I'm darker, so I don't know if you can tell. But yeah,
Probably
so
from the heat, you were hella hot. And you were red.
Yeah. I remember once that was all done, I just went outside and get some fresh air because it was bad. But so yeah, I proposed. He said yes, and it was probably one of the happiest moments of my life.
Yeah, and we have a picture. I think your cousin Issa took that picture.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I remember she was like right next to us.
Yeah.
She was taking pictures and stuff. Yeah, it was pretty exciting.
Yeah. And
it was nice.
Yeah, no, it was beautiful. And I remember like the whole process with the ring. It was crazy. Like, when I went, we were kids, so we struggled a lot with money, right? Mm-hmm. So I saved up for that ring for about, even before Aiden, I had it planned,
So you knew you wanted to marry me?
Of course. Of course, wanted to wife you up before somebody else did. So I planned it for a while, and I never told you, but, now that I think about it and talking about the ring, like, I planned it for a while. And, they got closer and like.
So how long did you have to save for it?
Almost 2 years.
Really?
Yeah. Almost 2 years.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying is I never really told you how, and I'm like 2 years, like, oh, he got an expensive ass, ring. Like, it was pretty expensive.
How much did you pay for it?
Around that time, I paid about $700 for that ring.
That's
and
10 years ago.
Yeah. So, and this is the thing, I also.
I still have it. It's somewhere in my jewelry right here.
Yeah, I know. It just kind of gives you like an allergic reaction.
Yeah. So you said it's white gold, right?
It's white gold.
It's white gold.
Yeah.
And how many carats?
It was 14 carats white gold. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so I remember the whole process. Like, you know what? Like, I gotta do it now. I thought, I set my mind like, okay, baby shower day, I'm gonna propose. So all my planning, like, okay, I'm gonna start my planning, and I gotta hit up different jewelry stores. So I went to jewelry store in San Pablo by where the old Blockbuster used to be, where the big lots, the new big lots is, like right in the corner. I went there. They didn't have something like that I really liked. I went to, man, I just remember. Oh, I went to San Francisco. And I was going to get a ring there. But the difference is that I was running out of time, and they's like, okay, we could get it for you, fit it, and you can come back next week. I'm like, no, I need it like in 3 days. I need it in 2 days. And they couldn't do it. So I ended up going to the mall, and I looked around, and nothing. I ended up going to a jewelry store in Berkeley. I was in Berkeley, and that's where I got it. And then they showed me a bunch of rings, and I remember around that time you had some of your rings, on your own, and I took that as a fitting. Like, I want something like this, just a little bit bigger. I overthought it. I overshot it because I was gonna get you like a plain band ring with a one pretty big diamond, not big diamond, but a decent sized one. And then they started showing me like a bunch of designs. Like, oh, this is more modern. This is like the new type of engagement rings. And
so the type you got me was like a three level one, like a 3 different one. It was like the one in the middle was like sitting up a little higher, and then the 2 on the side, and then they look kind of like flowers, kind of like
that's the reason. Like, this is a new design, this is more modern, it's a flower design, blah blah blah. And they kind of won me by that, and I'm like, I didn't think about it, like maybe down the road, like, does it really look like an engagement? Like, I felt like it looked more like a promise ring.
See, that's where I kind of like.
Yeah,
I think that was my fault that you felt like that, because I think I had my own idea of what an engagement ring looked like. Oh shit, I'm looking through my jewelry and I don't know if it's there anymore.
I seen it. I seen it down there. Yeah, a while ago. Yeah, when I was looking for my ring, the gold one.
Yeah, I'll find it. I'm sure it's here.
Yeah.
But I see my wedding band.
Yeah.
But I don't see the other one. But I think I was being a brat about it, because like although I, wholeheartedly took it and I wanted it and I loved it and I loved the gesture and love the idea of like marrying you and everything. I guess I'm the one that put that idea in your head that it didn't look like an engagement ring, and I'm sorry. I feel so bad about that.
That's all good.
But I guess the reason why I stopped wearing it is because I guess my fingers got fatter and it didn't fit like properly. It didn't fit like properly, and then the allergy thing, like I guess it gave me some kind of like rash, and I don't know if it was that one or the gold, like the wedding band that we had gotten, but there was something that kept giving me a rash, so I took it off, and I've been recently, like for the past 3 days, I've been wearing a new ring that you bought me. It's a moonstone that you kind of replaced the one I had before, or like upgraded it. And this one's fine.
Yeah.
Like it fits fine, and it hasn't given me any rash yet, and it's silver. This is silver.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm just allergic to white gold.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I remember
I'm weird because I have like an allergy going on in my neck right now. I don't even know where that came from. And then right before that, I had like an allergy over on my eyelid. I think I know where that came from. I think that came from an eye cream that I was wearing. And it's funny because everybody at work was like, "What did Mario do to you? Were you crying?" Like, no, I just have allergies. I have some kind of allergy reaction.
Yeah, because it did look like, you were crying because they were poofy. And that's the thing. Not only were they poofy, but they were red.
Yeah, it was terrible. And I remember a couple of my coworkers asking me like, "Are you okay?" Like, "Yeah, I'm fine." "Have you been crying?" Like, "What did Mario do to you?" "Nothing." Like, he didn't do anything to me. I know. He didn't do anything to me. Like, it's just allergies. But that was funny.
Yeah. But I think the Claritin didn't work for sure.
Yeah, I've been taking Claritin. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they cleared it up right away, like the eye part. And then I got my neck, and this has still been dry for like 5 days now. I don't know, a couple weeks. A week. It's kind of weird, but I guess the older you get, the more sensitive your skin gets.
Yeah, it's that age, man.
It's like seeing a viejita. Yeah. Anything else you'd like to share about that?
No, that was it. I do remember like the back of my head, it doesn't go away. I just remember how special it was for me and for you, of course. But kind of like looking at the picture, it brings back those feelings, like, God damn, I remember that day. And I just started thinking about like the whole process, like what I did, what I was, thinking at the time, and like how.
Yeah, I didn't know the process. I didn't know everything that you had to go through to get me that ring.
Yeah. And this is the thing, like, it was also my fault because I kind of like, I remember I was like, oh, well, her baby shower's coming. Like, maybe I should start planning something. No, I don't.
Procrastination.
Huh?
Procrastination.
No, it wasn't even that. I just couldn't make up my mind whether I wanted to do it that day or not. I am a huge procrastinator, that's for sure, though. But
oh yeah, you are. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but
you get on my nerves.
Yeah, it's okay though. I don't mind. Yeah, I just wasn't like completely.
I just kind of burped, and it's hella funny because when we posted on Facebook, that we had started the podcast. Oh, sorry for interrupting.
It's all right.
But I guess it's the liquid courage because I'm drinking some Truly right now. I remember somebody posting.
Borracha.
Yeah, all the time. Somebody posting. It's an old coworker that used to work with me at IKEA. Her name is Lori. She's like, "That's nice. Don't burp in recording." And I'm just like, I'm waiting to burp so I could be like, "This one's for you, Lori."
Yeah. Yeah. So since you interrupted me, I forgot what I was saying. Sorry.
You were saying about the process.
Nothing. I was
like getting the ring. Oh.
Well, I don't know. Just like I was saying, I think at least what I was saying, it was just the whole process. Kind of just I remember. It was nice.
It gives you all those feels again.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I'm gonna remove my watch because it keeps beeping.
So fast forward to 10 years. Do you think you made the right choice?
I don't know. I'm still thinking about that. Of course. I think it was the best choice I could have ever done.
What made you want to marry, or like S? Huh? What made you want to propose to me? I think I always ask you, like, why do you love me? Like, I ask you that question a lot. Like, why do you love me? Like, I want to know why you love me.
I know.
Like, I tell you why I love you. Like, I can tell you a lot of reasons why I love you.
And all I need is for you to say, hey, I love you. I don't need more explanations.
No, okay, I need an explanation. Why do you love me? Like, give me all the details.
And I'm starting.
You know, it's really funny, though. Mm-hmm. Right now that I'm talking about like the details, because back in high school you wrote me.
Yeah.
You remember that? Oh my God, your eyes just lit up. I'm pretty sure that I still have it somewhere.
No, you lost them.
I lost it. Oh, sorry. Well, anyway, you wrote me this note.
Remember when I was writing all these notes, and then like, you know, a year or so later, I was just everywhere left and right, like, yeah, I wrote these notes to you with a lot of love, and now they're just going in the trash. Yeah,
they don't mean shit. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, going. It's just disposable paper. Mm-hmm. Sorry. Yeah. But
so my love is disposable.
That's not what I said. I said the paper is disposable.
Okay.
You actually wrote me back in high school. You wrote me I guess you could kind of say it's a poem. It's 100 reasons of why you love me. Mm-hmm. And I think I shared this with one of my coworkers, not recently, but about a year ago, whatever. We're talking about, relationship stuff. Burped again. And you wrote me 100 reasons of why you love me. And every single reason was different.
Yeah.
Like, none of the 100 reasons were the same. And I don't know where you came up with all these reasons. It's like, how did you come up with all these reasons? And how can you not tell me why you love me now?
I can. It's just like, it's kind of like you're asking me to dig a hole, right? And then the more I dig,
I love this. Every time I ask you something, you always have like this. Are these called metaphors or similes? I can't remember.
I think it's metaphors.
Yeah, you always have these things that you compare it to. Yeah. So go ahead. I'm gonna let you have it. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know what you. I'm stuck. What do you mean?
Just go ahead.
Go ahead with what?
Go ahead, keep talking.
Oh, okay. I know what you're saying. Well, anyways, every time you tell me something, like I dig a hole and I say something and like, okay, keep going. Why? So I have to keep digging a bigger hole. And at the end, it's like,
you talk like that.
I know. And at the end of the day, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't want to talk no more. And it's always like that. Like you always want like details. And when I gave you those details, you want even more details to those details that I just gave you. I'm like, yeah.
Because I can give you details.
I don't think I pushed you to that limit. I don't think you can.
Yes, I can.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Don't try me right now, though.
I know.
I can't right now.
Excuses. But yeah, so, I remember back then when I was writing those things, it's like, we were just barely going out. It was just things that just came naturally to me. I'm like, hey, let me do this. And I started doing it. And I saw how much you liked it. So I kept going. I remember I did 100 reasons and then I did 150 the next one.
I don't remember that one, but I remember that 100.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, it was easy for me to describe because when we first started talking, or the reason I started I decided I wanted to talk to you is because there was things that I really liked about you. Things that really attracted you to me. It's like there's a lot
attracted me to you.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things, and I remember the main one was your smile and your laugh.
And that's crazy because I was always so self-conscious about my smile because my teeth are so crooked. I recently had my braces taken off a couple years ago. But growing up, that was like a big insecurity of mine.
Yeah. And that's the one thing that got me.
You didn't want me to get braces.
I know. You know,
you told me, I love your smile the way it is. And I was like, but I don't.
Yeah. But I also knew that it was something that you really wanted to do. So, like, you know what? I mean, if it makes you feel better and that's something you want to do, I don't care. I mean, I still love you regardless. But I still do love your smile with braces, without braces. You know, I still love it. But I remember in particular this moment that I, like, really saw you. We were in math class. And I remember...
we weren't even talking yet.
No. You were just a stranger I saw in the hallway. You're a stranger that I saw that I had classes with. But I remember this day in particular, we were in math class. I'm not going to mention any names, but I had some friends, you know, some mutual friends that we had. And this guy burps. He just burps.
Why aren't you going to mention names?
I mean, I don't want to put him, you know, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
So, no.
Yeah,
you don't want to. Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't mind.
I don't know.
I don't mind, but, you know, I remember it was math class. Honestly, the one thing I don't remember is the math teacher.
You're going to tell me after this who that was.
It was Diego.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It was Diego. It was me. It was Diego. I remember, I believe it was Servando in the class. But anyways, he burped. He was like in the far corner.
Diego burped.
Huh? Yeah, he burped. He just burped, big ass burp. And
I giggled or something.
You giggled and I turned around to see who giggled, and it was you. And you just giggled and you were smiling. I'm like, okay. I like her smile. She has a nice smile. And that's literally the first day I really paid attention to you. And after that, it was your smile, the way you laughed, because I can tell you had a very open humor. You know, you weren't like stuck up, or, you know, you weren't like, you know, dull or boring. You had a good sense of humor, and I can see it because we had a lot of classes together, you know, and I would see you in the class. And
I don't remember you.
I know. Shit. It's all good, though. I swooped you up, didn't I? But I remember you would always say hi to everybody in the hallways.
I think I still do that. Like,
no, you still do.
Very, like, I just like to say hi to people.
Yeah. And that's one of the things I really liked about you is that, you know, you weren't stuck up at all. You know, it didn't matter who it was. So, you know, where they came from, that you didn't care. You were just saying hi. Hey, hi, you know. And even when we started going out, I saw even more how very interactive you were with people, how, you know, friendly you were with people, even people you didn't even know. You know, you were just very friendly. And that's one of the qualities that I really liked about you. And I still do. You know, I don't like stuck up people. And that was definitely something you weren't. Damn, you burping, girl. This is her fourth burp of this conversation. 43 minutes in.
It's all for you, Lori.
But yeah, so that's what really attracted me to you. You know, it was just your personality. You know, and then of course, your physical. Ouch. Yeah, that was definitely a plus. But you know, it's kind of corny. Or when people like, you know, lying. No, I really, really like your personality. That was literally the first thing that attracted me to you, is your personality.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, so yeah, I mean, that's why it was very easy for me to like talk about 100 things, 150. You know, came natural because I feel like when we're talking about personality as opposed to just attraction, you could only name so many parts, right? But when it's a personality, there's a lot of things that I can say about your personality. Like the way you laugh, the way you smile, you know, the way you get mad, even the way you get mad. You know, like little things, it's easier.
You like the way I get mad?
Yeah, I did.
Your son says it's scary.
Well, that's a different type of man. That's angry man. The way the man that I liked is like the cute man. You know, that I'm throwing a fit, but then I say something and then you start giggling. That's the man I like.
Well, you can get that out of me. Like,
yeah.
It's so funny because sometimes I come home. I think like a few days I came home from work. And I mean, I was stressed out from work. And just like, I think I had asked you if you could like separate the clothes so I could go do laundry. And you didn't do it.
Yeah.
And then your son has a habit of drinking a whole bunch of waters, water bottles, and just leave them all, like he just leaves a row of water bottles along the couch, like the back of the couch. Of all the waters he drinks, and it just like makes me mad. And I came home and I was grumpy about it, and I'm like cleaning up, and I'm like, cleaning up, and I'm grabbing everything out, I'm tossing it, and then you just grab me, you're like, you just start, making me laugh.
Yeah.
And then you just tell me, it's so funny because that day I remember you tell me, okay, I have your birthday present.
Oh yeah.
My birthday is not until March,
but
you're like, I have your birthday present, and you're like, should I give it to you now? And I'm like, yeah, I want my birthday present. Yeah, give it to me now. I mean, I'm the kind of person that I buy you a gift. If I buy you a gift, what?
The 6th burp in 46 minutes. Counting.
If I buy you a gift, I can't hide it.
Oh, no.
Like, I have to literally make sure to buy you your gift. Like, even your Christmas gift that I got you this year. Like, I literally told you what I was going to get you before I got it for you. Yeah. Like, I cannot keep a secret.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it.
Like, you're literally about to go buy and, like, I'm going to go buy your present. And it's this. I'm like, oh, cool. Thanks. I'm surprised.
Yeah. I remember when I bought you some shoes one year when we were living at that house. I forgot where it was.
Burbank?
Yeah, when we were living at the house. I bought you some shoes, and I literally told you, your shoes are in the closet. You want to see them? I cannot hide a gift from you, like, to save my life.
And I remember the one time you actually tried to keep it away from me. You were, like, fighting with yourself in the head. Like, can I tell you? Should I just tell you? No, I'm not going to tell you. It's a surprise. No, but I really want to tell you. Like, boo-boo, I really want to tell you. Can I just tell you? I'm like, you're going to tell me regardless. So
just fucking tell me, girl.
Just tell me if you want to. Like, no. You know what? I'm not going to tell you. This year, I'm actually going to tell you. Okay, it's this. I'm like, all right, of course. I knew you were going to do that. So, yeah. That's you. But I've always been real good with keeping it a secret.
Yeah, like, so this was actually surprising. I thought you were just like bullshitting with me, honestly. When you told me, you're like, okay, like, I'm gonna give it to you early. Yeah. And you told, I was laying down on the bed because you had pushed me on the bed, like, to calm my ass down. Yeah. You had pushed me on the bed, and you were like, close your eyes and don't open them. And then, I covered my face, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. But I was like, part of me was like kind of skeptical, like, you're not going to show me. You're not going to show me anything. You're playing with me. And when I open my eyes, it's going to be some bullshit ass rapper or something or whatever there. And then I opened my eyes, and you're like, look to the right.
But you were like, at first I said, like, open your eyes, and there was nothing. You're like, oh my God, I knew it. I'm like, and they're like, oh, look to your right.
And then you had my gift. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was like literally the only time and the last time I tell you, and I don't keep the secret.
Yeah.
On what it is.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll see about that.
No, we will. Trust me. I have more self-control than you do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. When it comes
I have no self-control.
Not at all.
Like, at all.
Nothing.
Like, even nothing.
No.
Can't control myself.
You haven't even made your choice on my present, and you're already like giving me like different ideas on what it might be. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like,
I'm like, literally looking for a wallet to buy you, and I'm like, so like, which one would you like? Would you like a Gucci one, or would you like a Louis Vuitton one? Like, just tell me, what do you want? I'll get it for you. Yeah.
Give me an Echo one or South Pole wallet. I'll take it.
All right. Cool.
As long as it's not hard. I got a gift like that once from your mom. It was a hard as well. I tried to wear it, and it just felt like I had a stick on my fucking butt. Like, it was too stiff, man. And I mean, I love the thought of it, but I just had to go get a different wallet.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So you got your present early. I was actually really excited to give you this one. Yeah. So yeah, happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Graciela Leal.
Why are you winking at me?
Because I love you.
I mean a weirdo.
I want to be weird. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
I think this is a good ending point. Yeah, we had a good conversation.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
Yes. Really nice talking about.
You should get more alcohol in me more often.
I know, for real. No, but you're going to be burping even more.
I know.
Yeah, it's only, 1 can and a half?
It was 2, okay? I drank 2 Trulies.
Borracha. Experta.
I'm a cheap drunk.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
One shot in.
Yeah, that's it.
I know that already.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, it was real nice talking about this type of thing. And I know
some things I didn't know.
That one detail, Yeah. And it's funny, we talk a lot. We've talked about this specific subject, and I've never really thought about that part.
I remember you telling me though that you measured my finger with when I'm like, you put it on me while I was sleeping. After you got it, you told me that you put it on me while I was sleeping, just to make sure if it.
Yeah. I remember that day. I'm like, I was doubting myself, like, fuck, what if it's not the same one? Like, what if the ring that I took initially to get like, oh, this is the size I want, what if it doesn't fit you anymore? Mm-hmm. And I was like freaking out, like, God damn it. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna just go ahead and try it on you. And you were like knocked out. And then I'm like,
I don't snore.
Nah, no,
You snore.
Oh yeah, when I'm tired.
All the time. Well, actually, I don't know anymore because I've been knocked out.
I know. But yeah, so you were knocked out, and I got it. I slipped it in. I was like, oh, perfect. But then I realized that I think I measured the wrong hand, the wrong finger.
Oh shit.
I think so. But anyways, I mean, it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I like telling you these things. Sometimes, like, when I tell you things, I always look at your face, because I can see you smiling, and I can just tell you like it. And just knowing that you like it, and it makes me feel nice. It makes me feel happy.
I love you.
I love you too. All right, guys. I think this is a 52-minute podcast or conversation. I got to get used to that. No more podcasts. Yeah. This is a conversation.
We like to call them conversations because this is something we would probably normally talk about.
Yeah. A pillow talk type thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you for tuning in. 52 minutes in. Hope you liked it. See you on the next one.